If you've just been diagnosed with breast cancer and your world is spinning, stop what you're doing because this video is for you. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooklyn and I'm a BRCA2 positive breast cancer survivor. So let's jump into it. Okay, that was terrible. Never mind, let's start over. Anyways, today we're talking about the top 5 things that I wish I knew. When I was diagnosed in 2020, it was crazy times. It was like I think we all deserve a gold star if we were going through it during the pandemic. At the time I was living by myself and I was so grateful, because of the pandemic, my mom was able to come up and stay with me, my sister as well. So I did have some support. One thing that I found myself doing all the time was lying to myself and lying to other people. Every time my mom, my dear sweet mom, would ask me, how are you doing, Brooklyn? Do you need anything? And I'd say, no, I'm doing wonderful. I wasn't doing wonderful. And so that leads me to my first point. You do not have to be strong all the time. Everyone expects you to be this breast cancer warrior. Everyone else needs to know that you're doing good so that they can be good. And almost sometimes I would lie to myself and others at my own detriment. Breast cancer is scary and it's crazy, and you're allowed to be angry, you're allowed to be upset, you're allowed to be annoyed, you're allowed to be scared. You can be even nothing at all if that's what's going on, because it's no one size fits all. And you're allowed to feel the myriad of different emotions that naturally comes with going through a breast cancer diagnosis, especially if you were diagnosed young. Some days I felt very brave. Some days I felt like I wanted to disappear and melt into my own little puddle of Brooklynness. And both of those are valid things for me to feel. I wish I could go back and tell myself, look, Brooklyn, cut the crap. You don't have to be strong all the time. Be exactly what you need to be in that moment and let it out, because eventually you holding it in like that, I would just have these random bursts of unconsolable crying because I was holding it in so long. Let that stuff go. Let it go. One of my favorite things that I tell everyone who's been diagnosed with cancer is it's okay to have a pity party. Melt into that pity party, and it could be a party of one, and get a good cry out, just a good screaming cry out, because this stuff sucks. Gather yourself, don't dwell in that forever, obviously, but have that pity party and then come back to it and just, leave it at the door. Number 2, it's okay to grieve the life you once had. And that took me some time to get to that point. You feel almost guilty trying to do that because you feel like you should just be grateful, right? You've got these treatments, you're doing the thing, you're getting through it, and you should just be grateful. But no, you can definitely grieve the life you once had. Everything changes, right? Your body, fertility potentially, how your friend group looks, your plans for your future. Maybe you might not be able to keep your job. So much stuff changes. And it's this whole new version of yourself that you did not plan for, that you did not ask for, that you have to step into and accept. And it's okay to grieve that. Honestly, it's healthy and you need to grieve that. The biggest thing I had to learn was how to mourn what I lost without feeling guilty. And that's a trip right there. Number 3, don't rush to understand everything right away. You are gonna be thrown so many terms, lingo. I feel like I have basically a medical degree at this point because of all of the terminology that I have learned. You don't need to become a medical expert overnight. You're gonna be thrown so much stuff.
Stage 1B, stage 2, ER/PR positive, HER2 negative, this chemo plan, that chemo plan, double mastectomy.
All of these terms that potentially you maybe have never heard before, especially if you're someone who maybe isn't in the medical field or isn't in that world somehow. All this stuff was so new to me, and I'm in my first appointment, trying to write on my little notepad all these things. It's okay if you don't leave that appointment knowing all of what was just said. Do your best, give yourself grace, take notes, record it, do what you gotta do, but don't feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have all of this stuff down, I am somehow failing at being a breast cancer patient. No. Start with just understanding your diagnosis, what stage you are, what type of cancer you have. Is it ER/PR positive? Is it HER2 negative? Is it triple positive, triple negative? Understand just the basics of your diagnosis and take it one day at a time. What's the expression? It's not a marathon, it's a sprint. No, that's definitely not what it is. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon? We'll come back to that. But I say all that to say, take it day by day and give yourself grace. That's the theme of being a breast cancer patient. Give yourself grace. Number 4, and this one I will give with a caveat because this one can take some time to get to, but you are still you. Cancer does not define you. You are not the cancer patient. I am not Cancer Brooklyn. This is something that happened to me, but it is not me. Your identity is not erased by cancer. So sure, things might look different. Hair texture might come back in different. Body might be a little bit different. So you might have to navigate these new normals, and that is a forever process, right? That's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that happens once you get to your survivorship planning after active treatment is done. It's not something that even 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, I'm currently 5 years out and I am still working through these new normals, right? But I'm still Brooklyn, and I think remembering that in the midst of everything is so important. Who you are at your core is still there, so don't ever forget that. Lastly, 5, you are not alone, especially if you were someone who is diagnosed with breast cancer very young, under the age of 40. It can feel like you're a unicorn. Like I was diagnosed at 28 and I felt like I was the only one in the world who was going through this. And that's so not true. There is a whole community, unfortunately, fortunately, a whole community of young adult women or even older women too. But I found my tribe online and they've been instrumental. I say all the time, community is medicine, and it was a part of my treatment plan because I did not know what I would have done without my community. I didn't reach out to community when I was in the thick of it with active treatment because I wasn't there yet. I was just trying to survive. But once I got done with active treatment, I started searching my little hashtags on Instagram, breast cancer, young breast cancer, caw, and I found my community. I found people that could relate to the same things that I was going through in my life, that we could talk about side effects from treatment. We could talk about just the day-to-day, like friends not getting it, family maybe not getting it. And that was priceless. Being able to vent to someone who gets it is a lot different than a family member or a close friend from before your diagnosis asking you, how are you doing? And you don't want to trauma dump and unload, and they're also not going to get it. And so you almost don't feel like you can be truly honest or truly vulnerable in that moment. But when you're with other people who just get it and you don't have to explain it, that's key. These are the top 5 things that I wish I had known when I was diagnosed with breast cancer that I learned later. Hopefully this helps. We'll be talking all things breast cancer, so don't forget to hit subscribe on my channel, and I'll see you next video.